Hey folks, TC here, and today we're going to learn how to play Richard Scarry's Busytown Seek and Find game from Briarpatch. Be the first player to collect 5 Seek and Find cards and win. If this is your first time playing the game, punch out the character pawns and place them in their matching color bases. Place the pawns on their matching start spaces on the board. Decide which level of Seek and Find cards will be used, level 1 cards or level 2. For this example, we'll use level 1 cards. Place the bell on its designated space on the game board. Place the gold bug cards face down in a stack where all players can easily reach them. The youngest player begins the game by spinning the spinner and moving the player's character pawn that many spaces clockwise on the game board. There are 2 spaces on the board where actions take place. Seek and Find space. This is an all-play space when players land here. All players draw a Seek and Find card from the deck. Players keep the Seek and Find card face down until the player that rolled the space yells, "Ready, set, seek." All players turn over their Seek and Find cards and look for the item on their cards that are also on the game board. When a player finds the image on the card on the game board, the player points to the image and rings the bell. The first player to ring the bell wins the Seek and Find card. All other players return their Seek and Find cards to the discard pile. When a player lands on the gold bug card space, the player draws a card from that deck. The player follows the instructions on the card. If the player draws a Taken Seek and Find card, the player gets 30 seconds to look for an item on the game board. If the player finds the image, they keep that card. If they draw a Lose in Seek and Find card, the player loses a Seek and Find card to the discard pile. Other gold bug cards include Move Back a Space and Move Forward a Space. The first player to collect 5 Seek and Find cards wins the game. And that's how you play Richard Scarry's Busytown Seek and Find game from Briarpatch. For more information or useful tips, be sure to check out www.ugames.com so you can keep the fun going. If you found this video helpful, go ahead, give it a like. And while you're at it, make sure you've subscribed to stay up to date on the latest and greatest from University Games. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.